What's going on, everybody out there? This is Popular Stranger, and we are back at you again today with another MLB 21 The Show Diamond Dynasty video. We got an episode of Risers and Fallers here for you guys. If you don't know what this is, we're going to talk about the upgrades that could be coming into Diamond Dynasty on Fridays. So every other week on Fridays, we do get a roster update, and that means that live series cards can get changed as far as their overall goes based on their real life performance. And it's a great way to make stubs in Diamond Dynasty if you invest in the right players who might get upgraded because they're having a good season. It can become very lucrative. So I'm going to go over a handful of players that I think can get upgraded and downgraded. This is our prediction video this Friday. Those roster changes will come out, and when that happens, we'll be covering it. So let's get right on into it. Now, I will be honest, I'm probably going to mispronounce a lot of names here. Don't kill me too much in the comment section, but that's pretty much just something that I always tend to do. So the very first card we're going to go over here is Yermin Mercedes, and I think I got that one right. He is number one in batting average in the entire league. MLB number one, 381 average, 420 on base percentage. That's number 7 in baseball, and then a 1.020 OPS. That's number 7 in baseball as well. He has 40 hits and 5 home runs. His contact, just looking at his batting average and the amount of hits that he has, I think his contact should be boosted on both sides. Contact versus right now is 68, and I believe it's a 66 excluding today's inside edge change. So 68 versus right, 66 versus left. In real life, he's hitting 435 against lefties and 366 against righties. So to me, that says, I mean, it's early in the year, right? And I think this is his first year, but that tells me that, you know, both of his contact, left and right, should get boosted. And I would believe and think that he should get a big enough boost to get him up to silver. He's 73 right now. The only thing to keep in mind is as we take a look at this card, right? So right now his pricing is about 240, between 250 and 300 stubs, right? And if he gets an upgrade to a silver, is that really going to impact the pricing on his card? Because if you look at some of the other silvers within the White Sox Live Series set, Adam Eaton, basically under 300. We got Johan Masanda. Yeah, I'm definitely messed his name up. All right, he's under 200. So basically what I'm trying to show is Aaron Bummer, also right around 200. None of the silvers in the White Sox or on the White Sox for their live series, other than Carlos Rodon, are, you know, increased in pricing. Dallas Keuchel, we take a look at him, under 200. So even if Mercedes gets an upgrade here, is it really going to impact his price a ton? If you invested in him early, you're probably looking good right now, but I don't know if he's really worth investing. He's definitely going to get an upgrade though. Next up, Xander Bogaerts. I have to think he is a lock to be going diamond on Friday, but another one where I think it might be a little too late to do investing. But let's take a look at what he's doing right now. 341 batting average, that's number 5 in baseball. His on-base percentage is 395, that's number 17 in baseball. And his OPS is .972, that's number 10. With his power hitting, he has 5 home runs against righties, 2 home runs against lefties. But if you take a look at his stats or his attributes currently in the game, look at power versus left, 73. Power versus right, I believe, is a 66. And again, that's with the inside edge boost. You take away that inside edge boost, we're in the 50s here, but IRL, he has 5 home runs against righties. So that would tell me that his power against righties should get boosted up, only 2 home runs against lefties. It's kind of backwards. We're going to see that with another player that we go over here. So Xander Bogaerts, I'm pretty confident is going to go diamond with an 85 overall. The only problem here is that, once again, if you look at his pricing, you know, will it go up to maybe 10 to 11K? Possibly. I just don't know if it's worth the risk right now to get in, because it just might be too late. If you take a look at his card and the marketplace trends there, you know, he was definitely in the 4K, 3, 4, 5K range not too long ago, a couple weeks ago. So with all that being said, if you were in early on this card, you're definitely making bank right now and could be making more bank. But I don't think we're going to see a Byron Buxton situation here. Remember, he went from gold to diamond, but he went all the way up to, I think, what, an 87? And also you have to keep in mind, like, Buxton has 99 speed. Bogaerts is just going to get a little bit of an increase in his power and probably contact. It's not going to be any game-changing attribute that's going to, he's not going to have 99 speed, let's put it that way. And I think that's why Buxton is such a popular player. Plus, he's in the outfield. You got 3 outfielders on your roster typically that are starting. You only got 1 shortstop. Jesse Winker is up next. He has the number 2 batting average in baseball with a 374. Against lefties, though, he's only hitting 200. So I think what we're looking at here is pretty reflective of what he's doing IRL. His contact against lefties in the game, 51, IRL, 200 batting average. It's not really that good. Now, against right-handed pitching, you can see that inside edge boost is basically giving him what he's doing in real life, and that's it. He's hitting 427. Also, when it comes to power numbers here, 0 home runs against left-handed pitching, 7 home runs against right-handed pitching. Again, it's reflective of what's on this card already. 82, and that's with the inside edge boost. So maybe he gets a little bit of a bump in power. Is it enough to get him to gold? I personally don't think so. If you want to invest in this card, you certainly can. Will he get an upgrade? Very likely, but take a look at the pricing on this card as well. He's kind of already in that gold range, so it's a little too late right now to invest in it. But there is one thing, and this is only if you strongly feel that he is going to get up to gold. A gold card has a quick sell value of 1,000 stubs. Again, only if you feel confident this card's going to get upgraded to gold. You can buy him right now for under 1,000 stubs, $897 to be exact. And then if he does get an upgrade to gold, you can simply just quick sell the card. In that situation, you don't have to worry about any tax. Of course, you can sell it as well. I just think this pricing right now is pretty reflective of what it would be even if he gets upgraded to gold. Now, using that same strategy, another card that fits well here is Adam Frazier, and as you can tell, I have 24 of these cards. I believe he's going to get upgraded to gold, and that's a big reason why I have so many of the cards. If you take a look at Frazier's stats right now, 312 batting average, that's 15th in baseball. He has a 385 on base percentage, that's 23rd in baseball, and he has 43 total hits this season, that's number 4 in baseball. 35 out of his 43 hits, remember 43 hits, that's 4th in baseball, 35 of those hits have come against right-handed pitching. If I look at his contact against righties, it's not that great, and I don't understand why the inside edge is kind of decreasing it as well. He also has a 333 batting average against right-handed pitchers, only 242 against lefties. So the biggest question is this batting average and the number of hits in general and versus righties enough to give him a +1 and get him to an 80 overall? I believe so. Hopefully I'm right. I'm investing a lot in it because if he does, remember what I said, gold cards quick sell for 1,000 stubs. If we take a look at his pricing right now, he's well below that. So I bought a large handful of these cards, 24 of them, at around 750, I'd say between 750 and 775 stubs. I'm really banking and hoping and praying that San Diego Studios bumps him up to a gold, because if they do, I can then quick sell all of these cards, and with 24 of them, I think 23 of them I can quick sell. We're looking at 23,000 stubs, and who doesn't want that when you only have 1,574 in your possession? Cedric Mullins is up next, and he already got a Player of the Month card, but I think his Live Series card deserves another upgrade. He has a 308 batting average, not the greatest, but that's still number 19 in baseball, 367 on base percentage, and 892 OPS. He is tied for 2nd in baseball with 44 hits. He's tied with JD Martinez. Here's the thing that I'm looking at. 19 of his 44 hits are against left-handed pitching. 25 of the 44 is against righties. He has a 352 batting average. Interesting that he has less hits, but a better batting average against lefties with that 352. And against righties, he only has a 281 batting average. His contact against left-handed pitching in the game is 48, but yet he has a 352 batting average against lefties, and his contact against righties is 67, yet he only has a 281 batting average against righties. So I think if you look at those numbers specifically, that contact versus left should go up a little bit. I don't think it's going to be enough to bring him to a silver card. He's, in the middle right now between bronze and silver. I could see a +1 or a +2 upgrade, but I'm buying in on this card just for the hopes and thoughts that he's going to continue to kind of propel upwards this season. He's off to a pretty good start. So as you can see, I have 5 of his cards. I'm not heavily investing, and I don't think he's going to be a huge stub maker, but right now, if you are in the market, he's, between 250 and 150 stubs, or a little bit less than that. But there it is, Cedric Mullins. Now, let's talk about some power hitters. Mitch Herringer leads baseball. My correction there, he's number 2 in baseball behind Acuna, but he's number 1 in the AL, number 2 in baseball with 10 home runs. He has 27 runs batted in, and that's 9th in the league. Only a 265 average, so he's not going to be really hitting for contact very well. But I think a guy who's this high up, and it's very early in the season, these numbers could trail down, but I would think that he deserves an upgrade in his power. Look at this, 67 against righties, 69 against lefties for his power ratings. And if you look at his splits, 7 home runs, 7 of his 10 home runs against right-handed pitching. Again, that's only a 67 power rating, whereas he has 3 of his 10 home runs against lefties, and that's a 69. So it's another one of those backward stats and attributes where he's doing less against lefties, but his rating is more. And he's doing more against righties, but his rating is less. So I think he gets a bump in power numbers. He's a 76 overall silver right now. You may have noticed I've invested a few cards, right? But I don't think whatever they do give him upgrade-wise is enough to get him to gold. He's going to have to continue to, do this throughout the season. But also, he's got to raise that batting average up if he wants to get a gold card. Some other names that I want to throw out there for upgrades: Jared Walsh, 41 hits, 339 batting average. I think he could possibly get a +1, which would get him up into the gold range. Tommy Edman from the Cardinals, 42 hits, 5 stolen bases. And then Whit Merrifield, he has 11 stolen bases, but his rating, his attribute, 62 stealing. He leads the majors in stolen bases. So do they bump up his speed? Do they bump up his stealing rating because of those 11 stolen bases? Speed would definitely affect his overall. He's already a gold card, but we'll have to wait and see. And as far as downgrades go, Randy, I'm going to mess his name up, Arozarena? Maybe I got it right. He was absolutely insane in the playoffs last year, but he is struggling so far this year. Batting average really low, high number of strikeouts. Will he get a downgrade? Eugenio Suarez, same issue. He's batting in like the mid-100s for his batting average. A lot of strikeouts so far this season. Will he get downgraded? And then I think a really big one to wait and see here, because this will affect and impact the pricing on the Mets Live Series set, is Francisco Lindor. Will he go from diamond to gold? He's starting to heat up a little bit, and I probably shouldn't say heat up. He's playing better, but he was on a nasty cold streak. So we'll have to wait and see. And then another one, that I'm just going to throw out here as an entire team is the LA Dodgers. I mean, they have 9 million diamonds on their team, 8 million golds, but yet they're not playing the greatest baseball. Does San Diego Studios give them a pass because of all the injuries, or are we going to start to see more downgrades on a team who is, rated the best team in baseball coming into the season? We'll have to wait and see. Early in the season, John Means looking like one of the best pitchers in baseball. Again, way early, right? I understand that, but 1.21 ERA, that's number 2 in baseball, and he's 4-0. His 76 overall right now, pretty solid card. Is he doing enough to get bumped all the way up to a gold card? You see the inside edge right now has him at an 81. I don't know if we'll see him go gold. Maybe a couple more good outings and we'll see so. But if you take a look at his pricing, he's kind of already in that gold range. So if you were investing in this card a while ago, you could be in the profit range. But I think as of right now, it's just not enough. Looking at the marketplace trends, in most of April, early May, he was well under 500 Stubs. Now he's up into that 1.4 range. So again, if you invested in him early on, you're banking right now. But I don't know if he has enough to go gold. We'll have to wait and see. He's going to have to continue to pitch very, very well. Danny Duffy, another guy who got a Player of the Month card, and he's having a pretty good season. 1.26 ERA, that's number 3 in baseball, right behind John Means. He's got a 4-2 record. He's a 75 overall. Is he doing enough to go from 75 to 80 and get gold, silver to gold? Another one where I just don't believe it's enough just yet, but it's something to keep an eye out on, because if you take a look at his card, right, pricing-wise, he's in the mid to, high 200s. If he at some point is able to get to gold, remember that quick sell value, it's a 1,000. So if you can buy a handful of these cards at well under that 1,000 mark, even at the rate it's at right now, and you feel confident he's going to go up to gold, there's a lot of quick sell profit right there to be made at this pricing. Is he doing enough right now? I don't believe so. That's why I'm not investing in him. But we'll have to wait and see. If you take a look at the marketplace trends, they've been all over the place. He's been as low as 100 Stubs. He's been high as 500. So Interesting card to take a look at. I'm going to keep an eye out on his performances. If he continues to keep this ERA where it is, continues to win games, he could potentially go gold, but right now I don't think it's enough. Trevor Rogers from the Marlins is an interesting card to keep an eye out on. 1.89 ERA, number 6 in baseball. Pretty good starting record, 4-2 as well. Currently a 72 overall bronze card. Will we see him get bumped up to silver? I'm going to be waiting and watching, because if he can continue to do this, he could certainly make that upgrade. Now, as far as a pricing standpoint goes, if you take a look at the majority of the silvers in the Marlins set, they're all like in the 200s. I think there's a few that are up here in the closer to 1,000. But to keep this set honest, you know, they kind of have to be. For the most part, though, like these lower silvers, these barely silver guys are all in the 150 to 250 to 300 range. As far as Stubs goes, if you look at Rogers, he's already there. So I don't know if you're going to want to invest heavy in him. Do you think he's good enough to get all the way to gold by the end of the season? I don't know enough about him to say that yet, but I'm going to keep an eye out on him. And he's at a really, really interesting kind of marketplace trend. If you take a look at the card, he started under 100 stubs, then he was up in the 700 and 800 range, then he dipped back down, and then towards the end of April, he was back almost up to 1,000, and now he's back into like where he is now, the 200 to 300 range. So a very up and down card. This is one that maybe you want to buy at prices now, and then when he has a good outing, or if he has a good outing, sell while he's playing, because people might be overpaying at that point. And, you know, basically buy at the dip, sell at the, you know, the high rate, because it's just going up and down like crazy. So keep an eye out on Trevor Rogers. Some other starting pitchers that I think you could see get upgraded this week: Shane Bieber, Tyler Glasnow, and Freddie Peralta, who was very, very impressive against the Cardinals last night. He pitched a great game. Didn't get the loss, didn't get the win, because nobody could hit in that game until extra innings, but he was very impressive. I watched that game, and I liked him a lot. And we will end the video with 2 closing pitchers to keep an eye out on. Now, Mark Melanson's been around forever, age 36. He's having a pretty good start for the Padres. 11 saves, number 1 in baseball. He has a 0.60 ERA. He's only allowed, this is in 15 innings, 6 hits and 1 run. And he is a bronze 72. Now, he's been in the league for a while, and with these ratings, they take past years into effect. But he's off to a great start. Is it enough to bump him up to silver? Will he eventually get to silver? Here's my prediction. He's going to continue to pitch pretty well, and then at some point he's going to kind of crash down. Again, that's just a random prediction by me, but if you take a look at his card here, with a bronze, you know, it's kind of already in that silver range, and this is a bit of an expensive set to do because they have so many diamonds and golds. If you take a look at the silvers, they are kind of in that same range, like 150 to 350 is where I'm looking at. Oh, actually, I was wrong there. Eric Hosmer's a little bit more. So will Melanson go up to silver? I got a feeling he will to get to that 75. I just don't know how much his pricing is going to increase. And if we look at his trends, he started extremely low, and I think the community is kind of aware of what's happening here because, you know, he's under 100 stubs, and now he's in the 200-300 range. Will that silver bump him up high enough? I don't think so, but I could be wrong. And the last card that I think is going to get an upgrade is Alex Reyes. He has 10 saves. He's tied for number 2 in baseball, 0.47 ERA. He's pitched 19 innings versus, remember, Melanson only had 15, and he's given up one more hit, just one more hit at 7 hits and 1 run. I think the biggest problem with Alex Reyes is he walks a lot of people. He has 16 walks on the season, but after that, he's not giving up much at all, so he's pitching pretty well, even in uncomfortable situations. Now, he also has 24 strikes, and again, he is not giving up many runs, so I don't think they can really boost his control. His velocity and break can't get any higher. I don't know what increases, but I think he's pitching so well that he certainly deserves an increase. Now, if you look at his pricing, he was almost up to that 700 stub range. For the most of the season, he's been pretty low, but the pricing is starting to dip back down. So I did a little bit of investing in him, and if you take a look right now, you can get him for under 200 stubs. Will he go silver this week? Probably not, would be my guess, but if he keeps this up, he can definitely get there, and at that point, then we're probably looking at 4, 5, 6, 700 stubs per card, and if you can get it now 200 and under, it's a pretty good long-term investment. Just got to keep an eye out on him. And those are all of my predictions. You guys let me know. Do you disagree? Do you agree with anything I said? Are there players I'm missing? Because I'm sure there are. So leave that down below in the comment section. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. We'll be back Friday. I mean, we'll have more videos before Friday, but we'll be back Friday with another episode of Risers and Fallers. When these roster updates go live, we'll be here to cover them, take a look at the results and the cards that I invested in to see if we made any profit, and hopefully Adam Frazier goes gold, because I'm really counting on it. Thank you guys for tuning in. My name is Popular Stranger. I'm out. Peace.